Hey everybody, and welcome back to Cruise Blog. This is Allie, and today I'm going to be talking about why I'm only going to book a Carnival cruise if it's going to the company's private destination. Let's get into it. Cruise lines are making their private destinations more exciting and appealing than ever before. From Royal Caribbean's perfect day at Coco Cay to Carnival's brand new Celebration Key, these private destinations offer laid-back and stress-free days ashore for guests. I've cruised with Carnival Cruise Line many times over the years, including my first sailing in high school on board Carnival Destiny. Over the years, I've sailed on other ships, including the now retired Carnival Ecstasy, all the way to the cruise line's newest ship, Carnival Jubilee. Carnival is known for offering affordable cruise fares and perhaps some of the most accessible in the cruise industry. The onboard experience is exciting and lively, with Carnival really leaning into its fun-focused offerings. And after 8 cruises with Carnival Cruise Line, I've learned an important lesson, and that is that I'm only going to book a Carnival cruise if it's going to one of the company's private destinations, and here's why. First, private destinations offer easy and relaxing days ashore. I've been cruising for many years with a variety of cruise lines. In general, I'm a destination-focused cruiser, meaning I book sailings based on the itinerary rather than the actual ship. Some people book cruise itineraries based on the actual ship, including the restaurants, the onboard attractions, and the entertainment. However, I am more focused on the itinerary and the ports of call. Although I enjoy the onboard experience of cruising, I prefer spending my days exploring new places, cities, and countries. I want to step off the gangway in a new place, and I appreciate ports that are convenient and easy to explore. For this reason, a cruise line's private destination can check many of the boxes. In a lot of ways, a private destination can feel like the best parts of cruising wrapped into one destination. You don't have to juggle transportation, figure out logistics, or worry about getting scammed by a taxi driver. In fact, while visiting Royal Caribbean's perfect day at Coco Cay in September, someone next to me said to their kids, "See, isn't this so nice? You don't have to worry about people swarming you to offer you tours or taxi rides. It's just so relaxing." This is exactly how I feel when visiting a cruise line's private destination. There's no guessing which beach is worth your time or whether their restaurant might have Wi-Fi. You simply walk off the ship, grab a lounger by the pool or the beach, and start enjoying your day. I've been a longtime fan of Royal Caribbean's private island in the Bahamas. The beautiful island has so much to offer, and it's one of my favorite beach days while cruising in the Caribbean. However, I had never visited any of Carnival's private destinations before, and in April of 2023, I sailed on Carnival's first Excel class ship, Mardi Gras, with a stop in Amber Cove. This was my first experience visiting Carnival's private destination in the Dominican Republic, and I was really blown away by the experience. For starters, my first visit to Amber Cove was really impressive. When I saw Amber Cove on our itinerary, I honestly wasn't sure what to expect as I had never visited this port of call before. I don't think I had even seen photos of the private destination in the Dominican Republic. However, I was excited to visit not only a new port of call, but also a new country for me. Stepping off the ship, I noticed the beautiful scenery with palm trees, rolling green hills, and bright, cheerful architecture. It should also be noted that Amber Cove isn't actually an island. Instead, it's a private resort on the northern coast of the Dominican Republic near Puerto Plata. In addition, Carnival invested about $85 million to build the port complex back in 2015 and create a unique experience for cruisers. Amber Cove is exclusively accessed by guests sailing on board a Carnival cruise ship, and each year around 250,000 guests enjoy this slice of Caribbean paradise. And unlike other private islands with other cruise lines, you can actually leave the area and explore the city if you choose. But within minutes, I understood why so many people love visiting Amber Cove. The private destination was first buzzing with music from the poolside DJ. Everyone was having a great time in the massive 300,000-gallon lagoon pool with a swim-up bar and nearby water slide. The DJ kept the energy levels high throughout the day with party tunes that everybody was definitely enjoying. The pool was busy, but it never looked packed during my visit. The bartenders were quick to serve cocktails at the swim-up bar, although you aren't able to use your Cheers drink package while you're ashore. This is probably one of the biggest downsides of Carnival's private destinations, as I do appreciate that Royal Caribbean allows you to use your drink package, your loyalty vouchers, and your internet access while ashore. Personally, spending my cruise day visiting a private destination like Amber Cove is the perfect port day. I love waking up on the ship knowing that I can grab a coffee and head ashore without any plans on my agenda. It's almost an extension of the onboard Carnival experience, but you're actually ashore. In addition, I would love to visit Carnival's newest private destination, Celebration Key. Carnival Cruise Line just opened its brand new destination in the Bahamas this summer named Celebration Key. This takes the best aspects of Amber Cove to the next level. With so much to offer, many Carnival cruisers are already loving everything that Celebration Key has to offer. Built on the Grand Bahama Island, Celebration Key is Carnival's biggest investment ever in a single destination. The pier can accommodate 2 Excel-class ships simultaneously, meaning it can welcome up to 12,000 cruise guests each day. The design is expansive and spreads out crowds through distinct zones, each with its own unique vibe. In the end, I will keep booking cruises to Carnival's private destinations. Don't get me wrong, I am not saying other ports are not great in the Caribbean. There is plenty to love about places like Grand Turk, Cozumel, and St. Thomas. These ports offer really authentic and immersive experiences that you can't find at a cruise line's private island or destination. However, a cruise line's private destination does offer an unparalleled, relaxing experience while you're ashore. As a Type A planner, I appreciate being able to relax without any sort of plan. I don't have to stress about an agenda or a schedule, as I can just enjoy the destination at my own pace. There's so much to do that you certainly will not get bored. However, if you just want to relax all day, you can spend your day by the pool or on the beach. I loved my first visit to Amber Cove, and it's one of my favorite Carnival destinations now. When I browse Carnival itineraries now, I immediately look for visits to either Amber Cove or Celebration Key. Luckily, many of Carnival's itineraries have planned stops at the cruise line's private destinations now, so that should not be hard. In fact, almost all of Carnival's upcoming itineraries in the Caribbean have scheduled visits to Celebration Key. Some sailings even include additional stops at Amber Cove and Relax Away at Half Moon Cay, which is another Carnival Corporation private island that was recently rebranded and will be completed in 2026. For example, Carnival Vista is scheduled to sail 6 night itineraries from Port Canaveral in 2026 with visits to Celebration Key, Amber Cove, and Relax Away at Half Moon Cay. That means this entire itinerary will be visiting Carnival Cruise Line's private destinations exclusively. Other itineraries also visit Princess Cays, which is another private island from Carnival. It's clear that Carnival wants to push itineraries with stops at its private destinations, but that isn't really a bad thing. Many cruisers love the all-inclusive feel of visiting these destinations during their cruise, and I am one of them. As a fan of Carnival's Amber Cove, I definitely won't be planning another Carnival cruise unless it visits one of the cruise line's private destinations. Comment below if you're someone who loves to visit Carnival's private destinations, or if you are looking to maybe avoid them in the future. All right, everybody, that is all we have for today. Thanks for tuning into Cruise Blog, and be sure and like and subscribe so that you can be notified every time we have a new video. Until next time, this has been Allie, and happy cruising.